Hi there. Bet you didn't expect to see me from this angle. Yeah, I kind of wanted to try some like unscripted content just to like see how it would work, and I think there is no better point in time to do this and combine it with another idea I had that just doesn't really fit on the main channel, which is go through my comic collection here. I wanted to do this because I'm gonna be getting a shelf. So this is probably most likely the last time you'll ever see at least a good chunk of this stuff. So I just wanted to kind of give a tour because I love comic books and I just kind of want to talk about them and give an excuse to like show off some of the shit I got here. Alright, so I might as well start off with some of the little knickknacks here. I'm actually gonna bring this down. Hang on, give me a second. I don't know why, but every single time I ever try to record anything, there's some fucking asshole running through at 800 miles per hour on his fucking sports car, and it's so annoying. Anyway, just to kind of go through some of the stuff here. We're here front and center. We got this Lego. I love Legos, man. I can't live without Legos. This is the Lego Batmobile from the new Batman movie, and man, that Batman movie is fucking phenomenal. I love that, man. Best superhero movie of this year so far, without contest. And this is just a great Lego set. Like, look at this design, man. So crisp and, you know, dusty because I never clean any of my shit. We got this Lego Thanos minifigure. It has all of the Infinity Stones. I did this way back in the day when the Infinity War sets came out. And the only way you could complete this gauntlet here with all 6 was to buy every single Infinity War set and then just complete it like that. I did it that way. It costed me over $400 and I was like 5. Well, I wasn't 5. I was quite a bit older than 5. But I was really young. That's the point. I was really young and I spent all my money to do this. And then like 2 years later, they put out the sets and it was so easy to get all of these and I almost cried. Got a bunch of Lego Sith Lords here. It don't really matter. We got a Lego Gonk droid. I quite like Gonk droids. It's got a head on it for some reason. I really don't know why it has a head on it, but yeah, it's there. We got this Lego Ender Dragon. I don't think I need to explain why this is here. It's epic. LeBron James. This mobile foot rub card, and this Infinity Gauntlet. I really like this Infinity Gauntlet. I usually have it just in the middle finger because I'm a fucking immature bastard, but this time I got it in the 4 position. You know the meme where the like Beast Boy puts up 4 fingers? Yeah, real great meme, you know. Then I got this oh shit. I got this simp card for Big Chungus. I kind of hate that I own this, but I'm gonna keep it anyway because it's a conversation piece. And I got these 3 Miles Moraleses, all varying in size. You're gonna see later on in this video, I like Miles Morales a lot. Probably to an unhealthy degree. Logan Paul, please sponsor me. Okay, so here we have all the comics, and I think every single collector, I'm not sure, again, I'm not super huge, you know, this is my thing, and in the grand scheme of things, this is a pretty small comic book collection. But I'm pretty sure most collectors can relate to like just accumulating so much stuff. Like you buy a comic because you think it looks cool and you intend on reading it in the future. You do that like 800 times later and now you just got this like giant library and like only about half of it has been read. Yeah, I'll compile them all right now and just like show how much I have read and how much I haven't read. Okay, so this is everything I have read. And this is everything I haven't read. Now, when I recorded this video, I recorded this video before this clip. I didn't realize that I had actually read the majority of my library, but that is still like a large chunk. That is a third of the comic books I own that I have not read. And to be fair, this list is only so long because, well, I mean, like there are quite a few thick ones, and then this one, you know, they're not nearly as big. So yeah, I'm gonna sound like a complete fucking idiot because this is gonna go at the beginning, but just know that this was recorded before or after all of the shit that went on in this video. I didn't realize that this was the size difference. But anyways, I'm gonna start this off with Arthur Miller's The Crucible. This was a book that I stole from my school. It is not a comic book. It's a word book, so I've yet to read it because there's no pictures, but I did steal this from my school, so, you know, I hope that, like, means something to me. It's a prized possession of mine. So, like most people, I got into Avatar The Last Airbender in 2020, and I absolutely loved it, and then I knew that there were some comics, so then I decided to buy them, and these are very high quality. Like, these all... Oh, every single one of these books is just, like, super high quality. It literally does feel like if the TV show just kept on going. They're done. The art is done by one of my favorite artists, Gurihuru. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. And, it just, like, it looks beautiful. Like, look at that. That is gorgeous. And, I really like these collections because if you can't tell, the spine... Sorry, the picture's a little bright, but the spine has, like, a picture of a character, and then the more of the collections that you buy, the spine kind of begins to get increased, and then you kind of see that in your collection. So here you got the Toph one, and then you got the Katara one. You can see her hand is like lining up with, you know, the rest of the thing. You can see Aang's cape is like lining up. And so I started buying these collections because, oh man, the spines, they interconnect. That is so epic. And then I bought the Rift, and I put it there, and it, you know, it fits. And then I pre-ordered this one, Smoke and Shadow. Despite what I'm about to complain about, this is my favorite one of these so far. Again, Smoke and Shadow is phenomenal. I absolutely love this book. It is my favorite of the four so far, but it has one major flaw. So here we have all of the spines, okay? They're all lined up. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but the art overlaps, and like it doesn't line up properly, and it is so insufferable. So now, like, I just have this, like, on my desk, I just have this glaring flaw, and it's so annoying because it's not something that's in my control, and I can't fix it. And it's honestly, it's put off me buying the 5th compilation because I just put together another compilation because I don't want to just continue this disgusting looking, like it doesn't line up with the art properly. And again, look, I care more about reading the actual stories, but at the end of the day, these books are going to spend most of their life on the shelf, and I like them to look semi-decent on my shelf. There are a few that have, like, wear and tear and stuff, but yeah, this is just, this is a nightmare. But again, you know, minus all the shelf discrepancies, it's a phenomenal read. I highly recommend this series. Especially if you're a fan of Avatar. Like, this is just these are phenomenal books. I enjoy them so much. Oh, and one more thing, they're all canon, if that's something that, like, really matters to you. Again, I'm just kind of doing the highlights here, and, like, what is interesting to me. So, right now, the current run that I'm reading is the original Miss Marvel run. This is a really good book. I was watching the TV show, and I honestly, I just didn't really, I didn't really like it that much. It was fine. I'm on the 2nd episode, though, and I just got stuck. I think I'm just kind of marveled out, honestly. Like, a lot of the movies that have been releasing, like, they're not bad, they're just kind of mediocre and okay, and then the shows have just been kind of mediocre and okay. But I picked these up because I remember, oh shit, I have these on my shelf. I've just been, like, they've just been kind of rotting there, and I picked them up, and I'm really liking them. I finished, so far I finished 1 and 2 here, and these are, like, really good. I don't know, I really like the aspect of Kamala being a teenager. She acts like a teenager, which is something I cannot say for most forms of media. Teenagers tend to act like how 40-year-olds think they act. Here, you can tell that she's, like, clearly a teenager, and it's a really fun time. I highly recommend these. I haven't yet to read the 3rd one yet, but I'll get to that soon. This is another series where, like, the art is really beautiful. Like, it's kind of got this, like, I'm not sure how to describe it because I'm not an artist. Sorry, but it's kind of got this like rough outline feel, and it's just the colors are very nice. It's just it's a really well illustrated book. It's a really well written book. I really enjoy this one a lot. Now, if you're new to comics and you want to like make an entry point and like get into them, this is the perfect series to do this. It's called Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It is like a core representation of the character of Spider-Man, and everybody already has like the basic idea of who Spider-Man is banked into them. If you don't, you're lying. This book was written by Tom Taylor, and if you don't know who Tom Taylor is, he is a goat of the comic book industry currently. He wrote Injustice. Right now he's doing Nightwing, and then he also did that one storyline where Iron Man turned evil. He really knows his characters, and it like shows in like the stories that he writes. It's a really nice read. It's just a good entry point. If you ever want to get into comics, I highly recommend getting this one. I don't like the sequel as much, but it is still a very good read. I forgot to mention, but these are collections. It's not like singular issues. Me personally, I don't like buying singular issues. I prefer to buy them all when they're collected like this. These are my singular issues, and then these are all of like the collections. As you can see, like some of them are bigger than others. But yeah, I recommend just picking up the first collection and then kind of rounding out the story with the second collection, because it's a perfect representation of Spider-Man, and everybody likes Spider-Man. If you don't, again, you're lying. And yeah, just if you want to get into comics, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Secrets and Rumors, and then Hostile Takeovers. Once again, the art for these books are phenomenal. However, these ones, they do change quite a bit between issues. Like one issue will look like this, and then the next issue will look, completely different. For something non-Marvel related, I picked up Invincible. Obviously, I saw the TV show, and I fucking loved the TV show, so I decided to pick up the 2 issues of Invincible and read them. It's fine. I prefer the TV show. Honestly, I would just recommend watching the TV show. It gets through the same story much quicker, and it's just, it's not really, like, super exciting. Omni-Man in this is kind of way less compelling, at least in my opinion. The art is nice, but, yeah, I would just stick to the TV show if I were you. Civil War. This is better than the movie, and I'm 99% sure that everybody who has read this comic agrees that this is better than the movie. It is just like, it's such a good representation of characters. It has such high stakes. It was like a huge build up to like the actual event that would like cause it. Like there are some crazy things in here. I'm sure if you don't mind spoilers, Spider-Man gets his identity leaked. Not leaked, he reveals his identity publicly. That's a huge plot point. Like Iron Man and Captain America go against each other. You already know that, but like it is just a crazy story. Well illustrated, all that shit. Namor has a really huge part in this story. I love this comic. It is 100% better than the movie. For some non-comic related things, Journal 3. Gravity Falls is my favorite TV show ever, and I had to get this. If you're a hardcore Gravity Falls fan, fuck yeah, dude. This is like a fucking phenomenal book. It's got every single page as well as like some of the other stuff. It actually tells like a story. Like there is an actual story being told that is like beyond like the story that is being told inside of the TV show. Like there is multiple like just things and like stuff. Ford goes through an arc in this book, which is something I didn't expect, I'm gonna be honest. And yeah, it's a super cool like little piece of memorabilia. It comes with a like a cover. I took the cover off because it's got a bunch of like branding and stuff on it, and when you take the cover off, it just becomes like the regular Journal 3, which I love this thing. It is so fucking cool. And then while we're on the topic of Gravity Falls, oh shit, I grabbed a different book. Gravity Falls: The Lost Legends. This is really fun. I really do enjoy this. It's like the TV show just kept on going, which is kind of the vibe that they were in fact going for. Some of these stories take place during the TV show, like in the middle of like the story. Some of them take place after like Weirdmageddon and stuff. And then some of them, like one of them is about Stan and Ford when they're kids. It's a really good read. Again, I recommend this if you're a hardcore Gravity Falls fan. I am a fucking idiot, and I forgot to mention. Most people would organize their comic books in like alphabetical order. I don't do that. I find it a hassle, and also a lot of series, like I don't know if you noticed, but Miles Morales and like Spider-Man Miles Morales. You know, Spider-Man Miles Morales starts with S. Miles Morales just starts with M. So I would have to take the Spider-Man Miles Morales comic and move it to the S's and then keep the regular Miles Morales in the M's. And it's just a mess. Like, I would rather just have everything organized in a way where I can put them with their respective series. And I do alphabetize it with huge quotation marks, you know. All new X-Men is in the front, and then it's Batman, and then it's Champions, and then it's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Like it's like that, but then for like a long-standing series, like here I got Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales here, and I just make it continue with the Spider-Man Miles Morales because I really don't want to alphabetize it and just like fuck up and leave all of these like gaps in between series. Can you tell I'm bad when I don't have a script? Alright, I Am C-3PO by Anthony Daniels. This is an incredibly interesting read. It's an autobiography. Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm not stupid. It's an autobiography by Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO in all 9 Star Wars films. I've yet to, like, work my way through all of it, but it is super interesting. Like, he talks about, like, how hard it was to get inside of the suit for the first movie, and all this other shit, like, he had to go through, and it's crazy. Like, Anthony Daniels is a Giga Chad. I cannot wait to finish this book. I'm super interested, and I want to see where it goes next. Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is one you want to read when you're really familiar with comics. To me, this is like the worst entry point because it is so fucking ridiculous and crazy, but that's also what makes it phenomenal. I highly recommend not picking this up first and picking this up when you're like, well knowledged on everything else. This story revolves around him going back in time and killing baby Thanos, except he doesn't have the balls to do it, so he decides to just pick him up and raise him, except that's not how the universe is supposed to go. So every single being in, like, the multiverse wants him dead, and they are trying to kill him. It is insane, and I love it. I forgot to mention that the Ghost Rider in that is actually the Punisher. Squirrel Girl! You see, most people think that Squirrel Girl's stupid. Most people are also stupid. Squirrel Girl is overpowered as fuck, and that's kind of the whole joke, and she is, like, just such a goofy character, but, like, this book is so fun. I had so much fun watching this. She takes down Galactus. Ultimate Spider-Man. Don't ask me why I'm wearing a shirt. It's a different day, okay? Ultimate Spider-Man. A lot of people really like this run. I don't. It all has to do with the character of Peter Parker in this universe. He is such a dick. Like, he is just, like, such an asshole in every single book that he's in. And, like, it's too much for me. Like, there's an issue where he goes to Hollywood and then they're making a movie about him, but they're not compensating him because of, like, something that has to do with his identity. And so he asks for compensation and, like, demands from the people producing the movie that he be paid, which, I mean, is a reasonable thing to do. I just don't think it's a Spider-Man thing to do, you know what I mean? And I think that this issue of Venom is probably the worst of Ultimate Spider-Man, because, like, Venom as a character I think is really good, but, like, in this story, he is just such, like, a chore. For some reason, it just does the thing that, like, all terrible Spider-Man stories just love to do, and they tie the origin of Venom back to his dad. Like, the only story that I like about Peter Parker's parents, and I know that this is just like me, a personal thing, but I know a lot of other people have this issue. The only thing I like about Peter Parker's parents, like the only story that works for me, is the one where they're secret agents and then they die in a plane crash. Like, that is the only acceptable, like, Spider-Man story for his parents. Like, this one, his dad's a scientist and Venom wants to be connected to him because, like, I don't know, some, like, logistical thing where, like, he thinks that Peter is his dad. It's a very messy story, and it's honestly just kind of garbage. And then I think the thing that seals the deal is there is a point in the book where he gets the Venom suit, and then they tell us that he's changed and he's become like a moody asshole. But you don't feel the change because, like, he's already just a moody asshole in general in the Ultimate Spider-Man series. Yeah, it's a really disappointing read, but a lot of people seem to recommend it and like it, so I don't know. Maybe you'll like it and there's something wrong with me. But, however, I will always, over this Ultimate Spider-Man, choose this Ultimate Spider-Man. Okay, so let's get into the bulk here. Miles Morales is my personal favorite comic book character ever. He's a perfect representation of Spider-Man in my opinion. Even at his worst, like in this run, the Ultimate Spider-Man run back when he was in a different universe than to the one that is like native to most comics. It's called 1610 in this universe, and then where the rest of the comic books take place is like 616. And yeah, Spider-Man here, a lot of people give this run shit because he acts too much like Peter Parker or whatever, which to me personally I don't see all that much. But even if it was Peter Parker's a good character, and most people tend to agree that this is like the worst Miles Morales is. So at his very worst, Miles Morales is an incredibly solid character off the bat. But, you know, I get why, like, you wouldn't like him, especially if he is just, like, a retread of Peter Parker. But this is a different person for me, so even if he is taking traits from Peter Parker, that means he's taking traits from the Ultimate Peter Parker, which, as I said, I don't think that character acts like Peter Parker, so, you know, this is, like, a change of pace. So, this run, it involves him, you know, just becoming Spider-Man, you know, gets the help from S.H.I.E.L.D., all that stuff. That was then followed up with another issue about the Venom from the Ultimate Symbiote Spider-Man storyline, which I'm actually a little more okay with this one because it puts Miles through a bunch of, like, predicaments, and as I said, different characters, so different things are more excusable than if, like, you know, this was Peter Parker dealing with it. His mom dies in that issue, and he has to cope with it. This one, I gotta say, is my favorite of them, the Volume 3, because it's just, like, it keeps piling on top of you, like, all of these separate things, and it kind of makes you, like, go crazy, because there's just so much shit happening at once, but then by the end, it's all, like, rectified. But I'm not gonna spoil it, but, like, you gotta read it yourself. It's crazy. Yeah, no, overall, I greatly enjoy Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man run. It does have, like, a few, I don't want to say rough points, but it is, like, a little bit funky in the way it handles some things. There's some, like, continuity errors, but I really, really do like this run. And then, after that, it is followed up by Secret Wars. Now, he was on the cover, and the third book ends with a teaser for, like, what is happening in Secret Wars. So I just wanted to get this and, like, read it because it would bridge the gap between this series and, where is it? Yeah, so I just wanted to read this one because I thought it would bridge the gap between this series and this series, which would then continue. So, when it comes to Secret Wars, I kind of made a mistake for this one because I was specifically reading it just so I could figure out what happens to Miles Morales. But it's not about him. It's more a story about Doctor Doom and Mr. Fantastic and, like, how, like, they're gonna, like, fight and shit. And it's a good book. I can tell that it's a good book, but I didn't like it because I wasn't reading it for Doctor Doom and Mr. Fantastic. I was reading it for Miles Morales. So there's like just a little tidbit about like reading comics. Do not buy like a super huge issue like this and like read it for one character, especially if it's not the character that like the story is relating to. But yeah, anyway, after I finished that, I then moved on to this story, and this story is special because it is Miles Morales' first debut into that 616 universe, which I mentioned, and, you know, I enjoyed this one, and I then got the second issue, which is all to do with Civil War II, which is not something I want to talk about because it's incredibly disappointing. I will say, though, I do like Miles Morales' aspect in the story where, like, he's destined to kill Captain America or something like that, and then he just has to deal with, like, the repercussions of, you know, Captain Marvel trying to abuse her power and whatnot. Captain Marvel's a piece of shit in comic books, by the way. I don't like her, and I don't think anyone else does. Now, you might be asking, where's the third issue? Well, Miles Morales' run here has a bit of a problem where the first issue is $17, that's standard comic book price you pay for online. The second issue, also $17, standard comic book price you pay online. The third issue is $90, and then for some fucking reason, the fourth issue is $20. It's like why specifically the third issue go up in price so much? Now, here's the thing. Comic books tend to go out of print, you know? It costs them money to, like, continue printing these, so, you know, they're obviously not going to keep on printing every single book forever. So, at a certain point, certain books are just going to go out of print and they're not going to produce them anymore. But fucking hell! The third issue, why would you not print the third issue, but clearly print the fourth issue enough to the point where it's only $20, which is like $3 more than the standard comic book price? Like, that's such a stupid thing to do. But yeah, anyway, that kind of put me off of like reading the rest of it, but I did get this one. This is my favorite Miles Morales run so far. I really want to finish it. Again, the third issue is kind of like cock-blocking me here, but I will definitely absolutely pick up the second issue to this one because this one is just so fucking fun. This is the first comic after Spider-Verse, so Miles gets a lot of his flair here. He starts acting more and more like Miles Morales and less like Peter Parker. Like, as time goes on, Miles Morales starts to become even more and more of his own character, which is just, like, it's amazing. Like, I love Miles so much, as you can probably tell from the fucking shitload of Miles memorabilia I have in here. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Spider-Verse. This was the first comic book I ever owned. As you can tell from all the fucking, like, jacked up pages, this thing is very old. It is an incredibly interesting read. It's probably my favorite comic run ever, just because, you know, I love Spider-Man, and it is, you know, it's just a fun time. It's got a lot of, like, really cool stuff, and this is, like, a super huge duper collector's edition. So, like, all of the... Oh, God, a page is falling out. Yeah, this is, like, a super huge collector's edition, so, like, all of the side stories are here. Like, all of the stories that are, like, surrounding it are here. So, like, you get the main Spider-Verse story, but then you also get all the side stories of, like, each character doing their own... You also get the side stories of each character doing their own individual thing. It's a great read. I really appreciate the work that went into this one. And then it is followed up by Spider-Geddon. Not as good in my opinion, but definitely worth a read. It's got PS4 Spider-Man in there. He does some pretty cool stuff. Not a ton, but you know, I appreciate, like, you know, him being there. It's got Superior Spider-Man, and Miles is the one to lead this time instead of just regular old Spider guy, because Miles is awesome, and yeah, that makes this one just as fun of a read as the main Spider-Verse story, although I do prefer the main Spider-Verse story, but that might just be because I've read, you know, every single comic that is meant to accompany it as well. Spider-Ham Apocalypse Now. I've yet to read this one, but I just want you to know that it's there, so I can certificate my virginity. Ooh. Spider-Man Life Story. This is one of my favorites. I fucking love this. This is like just such a beautiful tribute to the character of Spider-Man. The concept is, you know how Spider-Man's been around for like 100 bajillion years? I don't know how old he is. This is like a story of what if Spider-Man aged along with the times, and it does just so much with that simple premise. The ending is beautiful. I love this one. Please read it if you can. This is my Moon Knight collection. Now, I'm working on something, which is mainly why I'm showing you this, but I have the Smallwood and Lemire run, which is considered widely to be the best run by many, and I do agree, it's pretty fucking banging. I recently completed Moon Knight the Midnight Mission. This is the most recent run, and yeah, I like this one a lot. It's got a lot of like cool stuff, not as good as the Smallwood and Lemire run, but I really enjoy like the direction they're taking this with Moon Knight being like a priest and like praising the word of Khonshu or whatever the fuck. It's a good read too. And then I got Shadowland Moon Knight. This one's really edgy. It's an enjoyable read, but this one's really edgy. I forgot to rope this in with the Miles Morales, but I have Absolute Carnage Miles Morales and Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool. These kinda suck. I mean, I enjoy reading them, but like they're not very good. I think it's well established that the Absolute Carnage run is not everybody's favorite, and I am definitely in the camp that is not super appreciative of this run. Maybe if I read like, you know, the actual story that accompanies these comics, I would like it more, but I don't know. These two just didn't do it for me, and I'm probably not gonna buy the rest of it. Batman Year One. I actually do not have a lot of Batman stuff. I think that is my blind spot. I got this one, and then I have I have Batman Night of the Monster Men, which is a cute one, and then I have Batman The Court of Owls. I've yet to read this one, but Batman Year One is a solid story. A lot of people recommend this one, and hey, I would too if you like Batman. It just shows him you know, getting accustomed and like doing his first year of being this Batman stuff. Again, pretty edgy, but it's Batman. What'd you expect? War of the Realms, Spider-Man and Daredevil. I'm mostly bringing this up to just exposize to you that I fucking hate Kingpin. Kingpin is such a lame character because while like obviously he's done well in like shit like the Daredevil show and like other places, but like Kingpin as a character to me, it is always just like, it always feels like a writer just chooses him because they can be lazy as fuck with like how they write him, and it'll always have a deep and like crazy meaning because he has money, he has political power, and therefore he can't be beaten. But it's just so stupid and like so half-assed so much of the time, and I'm so sick of seeing that goddamn story where Kingpin is just like monologuing to like Spider-Man or Daredevil or whatever, and just being like, I have money, and therefore you can never defeat me, and then they're just like, damn, you're right, and then they jump out a window. But like, yeah, it's so stupid, I hate it. Champions! You know how I was praising Miss Marvel for being written the way teenagers actually talk? Yeah, it was like all of the bad shit went into this book. This book is written the way 40-year-olds think teenagers this day and age act. Which, I mean, it's always been like that, but it has never been more prevalent than with this book. It is so corny and just like it has them on their phones a lot, and it has them like saying some like cringe ass shit. I get that it's old. I mean, it's not that old, but I get that like it's kind of old, and they like them putting in like memes and shit. Like it dates the thing. It's so out of touch and just like really poorly written. I don't like this one. I really don't like this one. I think out of everything today, this is the one that I really just despise the most. Okay, I've been doing a lot of complaining. It's time to talk about something I really like. Gwenpool is either my favorite or second to third favorite run in this collection so far. I fucking adore this character. It's nothing like Deadpool, and it doesn't have anything to do with Spider-Man. It is it is its own it is its own story, and it's such a good book. I don't even think I could describe the plot to you if I could, but you just have to take my word on it that this is like such a good like story. It's really well illustrated too. Gurihuru is the main artist for this. They do have other artists, but it's mainly just Gurihuru, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book, and like it has so much heart. I love this run. Unfortunately, you might wonder, hey, if you love it so much, why do you have 2 issues? Well, guess what's out of print? Yeah. I finally got the 3rd issue for $20. I had to wait like fucking years on end for that shit to go on sale. And then I think I'm going to have to eventually mortgage my house if I ever want the 3rd or 5th one. And I'm gonna be honest, I hate reading things digitally. It's so bad to me. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I would much rather, I love just reading paper, okay? I hate reading shit digitally. It sucks. It sucks to me. The only other Gwenpool thing I have here is Gwenpool Strikes Back, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard it was good, with a question mark. I've heard that people are also not fond of this. And then finally here, we just have some Spider-Man stuff. Spider-Gwen was pretty good, and I really like the idea of like a rebellious, like kind of jerky Gwen being Spider-Man. It's the issue 0 for oh fuck. It's the issue 0, I don't know if you can see it, which is kind of funny to me, but, yeah, I have yet to pick up 1, 2, 3, or 4, which is weird, because I really like this book, especially, like, way back in the day. I ate this fucking book up, but for some reason, I haven't gotten anything past issue 0, which is weird. And then, Amazing Spider-Man #1, it's good. That's it for my, oh shit, son of a bitch. Okay. Now, that's it for my collections, but along with the collections, I actually own quite a hefty amount of single issues. These are, like, what's in the collections. These are, like, singular stories, you know, usually pick them up for, like, $5 at a comic book store. I don't usually pick these up anymore unless, one of 2 things. It's a story that I'm legitimately interested that just doesn't have a collector's edition yet, or it has a cover, like cover art that I think looks amazing. Case in point here, when I picked up this version of the United States of Captain America, the collection was not out yet, and then I read this and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't picked up the collection yet. I also have here Extreme Carnage. This is the alpha variant, but fucking, I don't know if you can see it, but that cover goes so incredibly hard. It's crazy. I got this Moon Knight variant, again, cover that I really love. It's got that really cute cartoonish art style. Another Captain America, one Captain America, the Symbol of Truth. Again, got a cover that I really love. And then Spider Island, I picked this up because I really like this story, and I just never owned it. It was $10 because it was kind of old, but yeah, I really dug this. I dug this story, like whenever I saw it on like told through a cartoon or something. I really appreciate it. This story, and I don't know. I just kind of wanted this cover art. As I said, I don't really read a lot of single issues, but one that I am reading right now due to current events is Namor the Submariner. This is issue 10. I don't know too much about this, but I do know that it's old, and I started picking it up and reading it because of the, you know, obviously the Black Panther 2 trailer confirming that Namor was in it, and he was going to be played by Tenoch Huerta, who is a Mexican actor, which, you know, I want to say most Mexicans as a whole, not like, you know, not to generalize my people or anything, but most Mexicans as a whole don't really care too much about if they get represented in a, you know, in a movie or not. But I do got to admit, you know, first superhero, and it's Namor, and you know, he's being played by somebody of my same race. that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, oh, I don't fucking care that, you know, one of the coolest comic book characters, the first comic book character to ever exist is not cool. Like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that I didn't kind of like smile a hefty amount when I saw Namor on the screen. It also helps because Namor is a huge fucking asshole, and guess who else are huge fucking assholes? Me. So yeah, that's my comic book collection. I have not read a majority of this stuff, which I should really change. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that because, again, as I said, this is probably the last time you're going to see this shelf in a video. I wanted to try something different, and I wanted to be able to talk about something off script. And I felt like my comics were the perfect way to do that because, as I said, I love these things. And, you know, I love reading them. I love just having them stored on the shelf, but I really should read more of them. Goodbye, and this is a second channel video, so I am not going to end the video by saying go fuck yourself. Oh, wait, shit.